inspection, may mga dapat tayo hanapin. So first is yung general inspection ng patient. So first is alamin mo yung body type niya kung normal ba siya or obese. Next naman is yung posture. Titingnan mo kung kyphotic, lordotic, or kung anong compensation ang ginagawa ng patient. So next naman doon is yung inspection ng mga extremities. So sa extremities kasi pwede may mga lumabas na signs like kung may nicotine stain sa daliri, kung may digital clubbing, kung merong swollen painful fingers, or kung merong right needle. So pag head and neck, ang unahin natin yung inspection yung mga patient. Titingnan natin kung meron bang kung yung mukha ba niya is may sign of discomfort, kung meron bang kung namumutla ba yung patient. So next naman doon is yung sa neck. Titingnan natin kung yung veins ba is may prominent or kung may parang something nakakaiba dun sa kanyang neck. Okay. Inspection natin ng moving chest. So sa moving chest, ang inspection natin is moving chest. So sa inspection ng moving chest, ang mga titingnan natin is yung respiratory rate, yung ratio ng inspiration tsaka expiration, tsaka yung mga breathing sounds. So first is yung respiratory rate. So para makuha natin ng mas accurate yung respiratory rate, pwede natin itong isabay sa pagkuha ng pulse rate. So di ba pag kinukuha na natin ng pulse rate yung patient is pinapaganto natin siya. So sir, patang ipuso niya. Tapos, bibilangan niya yung pulse rate. So habang binibilang yung pulse rate, observe niyo yung patient kung yung paghinga niya, mabilang din natin within 1 minute yun. So ang normal natin breathing rate is yung 12 to 20 cycles per minute. So next naman is yung observe natin yung ratio ng inspiration at expiration. Dapat ang inspiration-expiration ratio natin is 1:2. So dapat mas mahaba yung expiration compared sa inspiration. So next naman is yung inspection natin ng abdominal breathing sound. So observe natin yung patient sa normal breathing niya kung may sounds ba like stridor, stertor, grunting, or gurgling na sounds. Kasi per sound is may implication kung anong condition na parang nararanasan ng patient. Yung chest. So sa moving chest, ang i-observe natin is yung itsura ng chest ng patient. Kasi sa chest ng patient, pwedeng magkaroon tayo ng pigeon chest or yung mas naka-curve na chest or yung hollow chest which is yung medyo nakalubog. So ang normal na ratio ng anteroposterior diameter at transverse diameter ng chest ng tao is 1:2.
Okay.
For speech, cough, tsaka breathing ng patient. So para sa speech, pwede nating observe yung patient kung nakakailang words siya per breath. Kasi may mga patients na maaaring per breath is nakakatatlong words lang or nakakaapat na words. So next naman is sa observation ng cough. So sa cough naman, pwede natin, pag pinavoluntary cough kasi natin yung patient, pwede natin ma-observe yung constituents ng cough, tsaka yung parts na ito, kung ano bang mali or ano yung improper dun sa cough na yun.
Meron tayong 2 steps na gagawin. Una is to palpate chest wall movement and yung pangalawa is palpate pertactile pernitus. So mag-start muna tayo sa chest wall movement. Magpapalpate tayo ng upper lobe, middle, and lower lobe. So start muna tayo sa upper lobe. So yung palms natin, ilalagay natin dito. Tapos yung thumbs natin kailangan naka-compress together. And instruct yung patient to breathe normally. As you can see, naghiwalay yung thumbs. Naghihiwalay yung thumbs. Ang normal finding is kailangan yung thumbs mo same amount ng movement at the same time. And dapat yung distance niya, yung distance in between ng thumbs is 1 1/4 inches to 2 inches lang.
Okay.
So, next step naman is to palpate for the middle lobe. So, ganito natin siya gagawin dito. Kailangan i-compress natin yung chest ng patient and ask again na normal breathing. So, again, normal finding is kailangan yung distance niya with each other is 1 1/4 inches to 2 inches. And kailangan same amount of movement at the same time. So next step is to palpate naman ang chest wall movement ng lower lobe. So, dito natin siya i-compress. And again, ask your patient to inhale and exhale. Sir, inhale and exhale. So, dapat same amount of movement again at the same time, and distance should be 1 1/4 inches to 2 inches only. Palpating for tactile fremitus. Ang normal finding should be equal vibrations ng both lung fields. Pag increased vibrations, ibig sabihin may secretions or may laman yung lungs. Kapag decreased vibrations naman or absence of vibrations, it indicates hyperinflation of the lungs. So, ang normal is dapat equal vibrations dapat yung mapalpate mo. So, to start, sa harap, pagpalpate ng tactile fremitus, sir, pag nilagay ko po yung kamay ko dito sa inyo, sabihin nyo po 99 or tres repeatedly. Go, sir.
99,
Sa pa po, sir.
99,
Sa pa po, sir.
99,
Sa pa po.
99,
Yun. So, sa likod naman po, repeatedly po 99.
99,
Sa pa po.
99,
Sa pa po.
99.
Sa pa po.
The lungs. So I'm going to percuss first the chest. So if we're going to percuss the chest for upper lobe and the middle lobe, the position of the patient should be into mine. I'm going first to palpate the clavicle and then going down. So this is the first rib. The clavicle. And this is the first intercostal space. First rib and the second. In order to percuss it, you need to use your wrist as your fulcrum, and then you should tap your PIP joint. And then I'm going also to percuss the other side. The last area to percuss should be the affected side, so the findings is resonant or normal. So now I'm going to percuss the back. So in order to percuss the back, the position of the patient should be in sitting position. So I'm going to percuss the base of the lungs. I'm going to palpate the last rib. So few inches below should be the base of the lungs. And I'm going to repeat the procedure. So the middle finger of the non-dominant hand should be placed on the area, and then I'll use my wrist as a fulcrum, and then I'm going to tap my PIP joint. That's right.
So, ang gagamitin po natin ay yung diaphragm port ng stethoscope. So, in order to test the breathing pattern and rhythm of the patient, so kailangan sa anterior part ng chest, kailangan compare on both sides yung anterior apical dito, the middle lobe for the right side, and for the inferior lobe, lateral and medial side. So, dapat yung patient i-ask na mag-deep breathing, inhale and exhale, and that's one cycle of breathing. Sa likod naman, gagawa tayo ng 6 points. Dito muna. So, it's like you're making number 5. So, compare on both sides siya.
Going to do right now is your auscultation of your heart. So in the auscultation of your heart, we should first identify the different regions to be auscultated. So we have 4, namely we have the pulmonic, the tricuspid, the mitral, and the aortic. In the first area, which is the aortic area, that is the only area which is found on this side of the chest. So in order to palpate for that area or to find that area, we with your clavicle here and then going down, and then the first rib, and then after the first rib, there will be another depression, which is your first intercostal space, and then the second rib here, and then this is the second intercostal space where you can auscultate for your aortic. In your auscultation of the heart, we have to use your stethoscope. In this one, we will first use the diaphragm. Okay, so in the diaphragm, it is used to listen to your normal heart sounds, which is S1 and S2, and then the bell is used to listen to your pathologic heart sounds, which are S3 and S4. When we are going to do the auscultation, okay, so at the region that we have identified a while ago, we will put the diaphragmatic side of the stethoscope. Okay, and then listen for your normal heart sounds. Okay, so it should be a sound of lub-dub. Okay, so if you're going to listen to your abnormal heart sounds, we use the bell. In this case, no abnormal heart sounds can be observed. Okay, we must remember that when listening to your abnormal heart sounds, the S3 comes after your S2, and it is characterized by a galloping sound. Okay, so your S4 comes before S1. They should not both be there. They are pathologic most of the time. From the second intercostal space, and then identify the other regions where we can do our auscultation. So this is your second intercostal space here. This is your aortic. Okay, and just contralateral to that one, at the second intercostal space of the other side, we are going to find your pulmonic. Okay, and then palpate for the next rib, and then the third intercostal space, and then the next rib after that, and then you will find right at the same level as your nipple line is your fourth intercostal space. Okay, here you will find your tricuspid. Okay, so again, palpate for the next rib, and then at the fifth intercostal space, finally, about at this level, you will find your mitral. Okay.